I saw this on TikTok a few days ago, but which historic duo would you build around for a decade? Shaq and Curry, KD and LeBron, Hakeem and Jordan, or Wemby and Magic?
I don't think I'm gonna get. I don't think I'm gonna get 10 years. I'm not sure I'm gonna get 10 years out of Wemby. So I would love to build around him. I just don't think I'm gonna get 10 years out of him. LeBron and KD, I love that. And Curry and Shaq.
You ain't getting 10 years out of Shaq either like that. I'm giving me Hakeem and Jordan.
Jordan and Hakeem right there.
Yeah.
I'm taking Bron and KD. No ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Bron and KD are the best
keep
duo
KD
right
in
there.
one place for 10 years? Shit. I got
right.
5 rings.
Imagine that.
Bron and KD are the best duo right there. As much as y'all.
How are they the best duo? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I don't mean to ask that.
That
It's
doesn't
like,
even make sense. No, I mean to ask
why
that
do you
like
think
that.
they're the best duo?
That doesn't even
plenty
make
of
sense.
It's two. The first off is two wings. We've seen two wings coincide with one another, and one of them is one of the greatest shooters ever. Next to one that's one of the greatest passers and playmakers ever. There will be a demon team in transition. There will be a demon team defensively on the wings.
Breach.
And you already have you're combining one of the greatest scorers ever with one of the greatest passers and playmakers ever, who's also one of the greatest scorers ever. So
I'd rather have Kawhi and Uncle Dennis. That's the duo I want.
I'm sure.
That's the duo I want.
I'm sure.
And you getting us fired. That's what you doing. You getting us fired if we got that duo, because them niggas ain't.
How many rings would Hakeem and Jordan have won in the 90s?
I ain't gonna get 10 years out of him, but I'm glad you brought that up.
We'll be all right.
Because number one, if I'm getting 10 years of these two dudes, I'm getting 10 years of Olajuwon and Jordan both developing and turning into that, right? So if I'm getting Jordan turning into that awesome two guard with the mid range, then expanding his game out to the long ball line, plus him being able to get to the bucket, Olajuwon being that box work guy, not only being that box work guy, but being a defender that he is, we're going to be lights out on defense. I'm definitely going to be able to dump it into him. Definitely going to be able to dump it into him to get buckets. And in the process of him getting buckets, he's going to be a glass cleaner. And Jordan gets on the glass too. And over 10 years, I can put shooters around those guys. I can put other defenders around those two guys. And it just works. I would probably go with those two.
They both got drafted in 1984, and then one went overall, number 1, then number 3, and then Hakeem made the championship, what, 86 or 87?
Yes, sir, 86.
86. And then you would have had early 80s Jordan too, plus late 80s Jordan versus the Pistons. Versus the Celtics.
Hakeem and Jordan don't work because they play at the same area of the court. It's not as cohesive as LeBron and
respectfully,
LeBron and KD can play.
Respectfully, brother. They
don't play at the same. They don't play in the same space. I mean, Olajuwon plays on the box. Jordan plays in the air, which means Jordan plays on the wing. Jordan plays in transition. Olajuwon mostly played on the block, and then he expanded his game out to the mid range, and then Jordan pushed his game a little bit out to the long ball line. So. No, they don't play. They don't play in the same space. No, Jordan will definitely throw the ball in the post. Definitely throw the ball into the post.
Jordan went in the mid post.
Well, he wasn't in the mid post as he got older, sure. But with Olajuwon on the floor, he would definitely give Olajuwon that space. No question about it.
Chill.
Yeah, they would have figured
sides of the court. What are we talking about?
What do you mean?
If Jordan's on this side of the court, Hakeem can be on this side of the court.
Sure. I can get with that.
What you think they're just gonna post it right next to each other?
That's what I'm saying. though. They're not playing off of each other as good as KD and LeBron.
Why would they not play off of each other?
I'm saying as good as KD and LeBron. They don't play off each other as well.
Yeah,
it's not about you. You can
better
say
off-ball guy than KD in this conversation. Like KD coming off ball is
Steph Curry
crazy in this conversation. Steph was okay. Steph was picked, but in terms of somebody who's not a point guard or just controlling the show, I think KD is one of the most diverse players in this conversation of being able to play off ball, being able to play on the block, high, low, wherever you need him to play, he can literally do that. If you need him to only play from the perimeter, he can do that. And then you also have LeBron, who's everywhere on the court, cleaning up, doing whatever he needed to do to help his team win, and controlling the pace. He could play the 1 through 5 if he needed to. Hell, so it's like I just don't see a combination that's better than KD and LeBron.
But I've also seen James as a bucket getter, and that's taken away. He never played with a bucket getter like KD, so his ability to pass, I'm not going to argue that point, but his ability to score, He's never played with a bucket getter like KD, and he's played with some bucket getters. But
what about LeBron not knowing how to be the guy though until he got with Wade? Think about Hakeem and both.
You don't need to.
Hakeem was a guy immediately. Jordan was a guy immediately. They knew they were animals when they walked in the league.
Yeah, no, facts.
They were hunting for heads at that
imagine
point.
that defense. Though.
Imagine the heart and the grit.
I did watch LeBron have some episodes of being that guy early on. Mind you, the second year he was in the league, he literally dismantled a championship Pistons team.
Second year in the league.
Am I wrong?
No, it's year 4.
Oh, year 4. Okay.
I'm about to say
that's fine. Okay,
LeBron didn't make the playoffs. You know who did make the playoffs first 2 years of their career?
Either way, he still was a very young guy and dismantled a championship team in the Detroit Pistons.
Everybody went their separate ways.
No, he was great, but Jordan did that. Jordan did that year 2, by the way. Jordan did that year 2, by the way.
I mean, that's Mike, but the development ain't.
Oh, that's Mike. So when Mike does it, it's Mike.
I mean, it's Mike. I expect great things from Mike.
Hakeem did it too. His second year. Matter of fact,
that's cool. But when we got both of them, when we talk about peak, obviously
nobody clearing peak Mike.
No, I'm not saying anybody's clearing peak
Mike. Hakeem might be throwing that list
I'm
too.
not saying anybody's clearing.
No, he ain't clearing them neither.
I'm just saying when we talking peak, the guys at their peak, what LeBron evolved to be at his absolute peak is monumental. What Kevin Durant evolved to be at his absolute peak is monumental. The evolution of basketball is going to continue to carry on, and guys are going to get better. Practically a 7-footer doing everything that the 6'6" guy can do. That's not being stopped. That's not being stopped. And to add on to that, you have
one was a better scorer. So.
Doing everything the 6'6" guy can do, and you also
he can't do everything he can do. By the way, I don't feel like we need to lie
down the court faster than anybody else on the floor.
But why do we have to lie about LeBron? He doesn't do everything Jordan can do, and Jordan doesn't do everything LeBron can do. They're completely different players.
Of the things he can't do like Jordan. Kevin Durant can. So there's
he can't.
Yes. Scoring wise, yes.
That's all I'm saying.
One of those players is much more clutch than the other. By the way,
he's the guy who tips the
None
scale.
of them do what Hakeem Olajuwon does.
Olajuwon's the guy who tips the scale. Yes, Olajuwon is the guy who tips the scale because he's the guy. We're getting stops on defense. We're rebounding better. We got a better rim protector. We got all of that stuff.
Switch, run zone,
and on top of
DHOs.
On top of switching, rebounding, rim
screen
protection,
setter.
I can also go to him. To your point, Manny, I can go, just like you go to KD for buckets. Guess who I can go to for buckets? I can go to Olajuwon for buckets when Jordan ain't got it going, and when Olajuwon ain't got it going, I can go to Jordan for buckets. And then if both of them won't have it going, we're gonna get stops. We're gonna get buckets somehow because defensively we're just so good, and we're gonna turn that defense into offense. I can't say that for a fact.
So this is true, and I'm not.
Y'all just had to mix. Y'all just had to mix Bron and KD together to make Jordan.
You can argue all the same stuff with LeBron and Jordan. I mean, LeBron and KD.
LeBron's already a superior player. You don't have to put anybody to be better than Michael Jordan with LeBron James.
Let's not turn this to it. Let's not do the LeBron and Jordan debate.
And what I'm building, like, if I got Olajuwon and I got if I got Olajuwon and I got Jordan, what else do I need to build around these two guys? All right, so I got my bucket getter on the wing in Jordan. I got my 2 guard. In addition to him, I got my 5-man. I got my dominant rebounder. I got my dominant rim protector. I got my dominant space eater, right? I got all of that. Plus, I got a guy on the box with buckets. All right, so now I got to get a dirty work guy. In addition to getting a dirty work guy, I need another wing, just a fast guy, because we're going to play fast because our defense is so good. In addition to us playing fast, I need a ball handler. I don't need Kyrie Irving. I don't need John Stockton. I don't need somebody like that. No, but I just need somebody that can control pace. Right,
so
give us Kyle Lowry.
Right,
and that's all they need is Kyle Lowry.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going.
And that team would never lose.
Kyle Lowry.
Okay, all right.
That's exactly where I was going next. I need somebody to stretch the floor, right? And the reason why I need somebody to stretch the floor because I got a box work guy in Olajuwon, so I need some space out here. I can't have people just sagging off of you. So once I get that, and I'm building around these 2 guys, I think I could do a much better job as opposed to both a guy in James and Jordan. James and KD, who both of those guys need the ball to do what they do best.
Kevin Durant does not need the ball. He does. That's an absolute lie.
That's the only.
Kevin Durant's one of the best off-ball players of all time. That is not true. Kevin Durant's been coming off pin downs since OKC. Hell, since Seattle, he's been coming off.
But he's playing off the ball. But he does need to be involved in the offense, right?
Okay, and so does Michael Jordan and Hakeem. They
100%. But who plays? Who do you think plays off the ball better, Jordan or KD?
Shit,
I do want that answer, real talk. Who do you think play? You think KD plays off the ball better than Jordan?
Yes,
I think
Evan
so,
Wayne.
man. Y'all ain't gonna like my dance.
Because I think with that triangle offense, I think with more ball movement, I think it made Jordan even better off the ball. More action.
Now Jordan was really good off the ball.
Really good on that. Let's even though Jordan got up a lot of shots, he was
much better on the ball. Now what? So like I don't want the ball off. I want ball
he's
in
much
Jordan.
better.
I want ball and Jordan.
Ball
and Jordan. I don't want ball and not Jordan. Ball. I want Jordan on the ball. Period.
Right.
Okay.
And
if KD was going against Craig Elo 1-on-1,
now we're doing Craig Elo. Now we're doing Craig Elo. Right. But when KD got switched out to Steph Curry in the Western Conference Finals, never mind.
See, y'all act like y'all don't even know Craig Elo was actually dope, but Michael Jordan made him look like he wasn't so dope.
To get cooked though.
He just brought up a white guy. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to bring up a white guy.
Y'all act like y'all don't know how dope Craig Elo was, but
and see, this is the same. Okay. This is the same nigga. And see, this is why I don't mess with Ox, because just earlier he was trying to discredit Sword Thompson being a really good defender.
Craig Elo's better than the Sword Thompson.
Both good defenders.
At basketball. Craig Elo's better at basketball. No, because I keep hearing y'all trying to dissect basketball, player, and Craig Elo is better than all these niggas you're talking about. Craig Elo's better than a Sword. Craig Elo's better than the man. Craig Elo's better than the money in two money. Craig Elo better than all of them.
This goes to the point though that good defenders can also get cooked. Like that,
we all know that. That's we all know that. That's not something that we have to. That's not even something the discussion we have to talk about. Of course, they can get cooked, but especially get cooked by Kawhi Leonard.
Is Scotty Barnes better than Craig Elo?
And y'all talking about Kyle Lowry. Them niggas can't win with Kyle Lowry. Who do you think they are? Kawhi Leonard. That's the only nigga that's going to win the championship with Kyle Lowry.
If Kawhi Leonard can win with Kyle Lowry, Hakeem and Jordan can win with Kyle Lowry. Get the hell out of here.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's Kyle Lowry.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah, that's not a little crazy. That's
they won with Steve Kerr and John Paxson.
Man, what are you talking about? Right.
Kyle Lowry. Yeah.
Right. We won with Steve. We won with John Paxson and BJ Armstrong. You think we can't win with Kyle Lowry, with Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon? Get the hell out of here.
So yeah, he could win with them players in the early 90s. The league was weak.
Damn, that's crazy.
Now we're going way too far. Stop it.
What I do want to ask you guys though is obviously we just talked about Hakeem and Jordan versus Bron and KD, but I'm running a poll right now, and Bron and KD are third on that poll. Jordan and Hakeem are second on that poll. Shaq and Steph Curry actually have 35% of the votes, and they are at the top of that poll. Do these guys actually deserve to be in this conversation?
That's fair.
I think it's valid. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I mean, it's Steph and Shaq.
I made that argument a couple months ago. That would be the best duo.
Yeah, that's big. Alive.
Dead or alive, not alive. Yeah, dead or alive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Top 5, or not top 5. The best.
I still would ride with KD and LeBron personally, but I mean, I can understand why anybody would make the argument of Steph and Shaq. Like, it's a crazy combination.
I just think that with a duo like that, and how much attention is as much attention as Steph Curry gets, like Shaq would get even more attention because how dominant he was around the rim. Your defense has to collapse. Just naturally, you got to get him some help. You're not leaving Shaq or you're not leaving Steven Adams in the post with Shaq by himself. You're not doing that.
Oh.
You're not leaving Kevon Looney. You're not leaving Anthony Davis. You're not leaving Joker in the post by himself with Shaq. No, you're not. You can say that you are, but you're not.
Leaving Shaq. Yeah,
you're not leaving Rudy Gobert in the post by himself with Shaq. No, you're not doing that. You're not.
Steph. Yeah, I mean, that would be a crazy duo to guard.
You have to help him because Shaq is going to destroy these guys. Like we always talk about, like guys getting 50, 60, and 70. That's what Shaq would do because we would go to him every trip. And it'd be almost impossible to stop him. And once the defense collapsed, now Steph Curry, where he shoots the basketball, he's expanding it even more. So now all Shaq got to do is just run to the rim. We ain't even got to worry about Shaq playing in the mid-post. We don't got to worry about him playing in the mid-range. We don't got to worry about him stretching the defense. All he got to do is just be a big man and run to the rim. And now you're finished. You got no shot. None.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the chat throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoop talk hit the raw. Every take I wait, every night we drop. that barbershop. Courtside, we're a white tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.